Welcome back. Johannesburg police are investigating the attempted murder of a man blamed by the Alexandra community for starting the fire that swept through about 150 shacks. This is alongside a probe into the cause of the blaze, which has displaced hundreds of people and caused aid organizations to appeal for donations. For an update on the story, let's go live now to our reporter Lopang Alamu, who is in Alexandra. A very good morning to you, Lopang. What is the situation like at the moment?
Well, a very good morning to you, Desiree. And just to confirm with you, I got a call from the police spokesperson, Captain Mavela Masondo, who confirmed to me that the case has changed from attempted murder to murder, as the man who was allegedly assaulted by community members in Alexandra has unfortunately passed on. So those details still very sketchy. The police saying they're still investigating and has asked the community members to come forth with information. But, you know, just to give you a picture of exactly what's happening here, I'm standing at where it was once a home of a woman and her kids, who will talk to us about how she's feeling about all of this that's happened here. Mama, thank you so much for your time. Uziva njani?
Ndiziva ndikhathazekile mama into yoba ndingabi nandawo yokuhlala. Andisebenzi, andinanditshe yonke into, so angazi uba ngizokwenza kanjani.
Nilale phi nomntana izolo?
Silele eholweni.
Umntana yena uziva njani?
Akaziva kamnandi. Yebo.
And khona umuntu othe uzokusiza?
Akakabikho mama umuntu othe uzasisiza. But sisazama into asihambe sifuna izinto zopetsha.
Okay, well, that's one of the ladies who was affected by the fire here. Another lady, if she could just come closer here. How are you feeling?
I'm not feeling well, ma'am, because my child does not have a clothes, my ID, certificate, everything. My house is burning.
Desiree, that's the unfortunate scenes that we see here today. Really sad. The clothes that this child is wearing is the only thing she has left. Everything, this plot here, has burned down, and she's just one of 500, more than 500 people who've been affected. Noku will just show you a little bit to that side. Some people trying to gather the pieces around, trying to rebuild their structures. It's been a very long night for them. We understand that the men were given blankets and they slept wherever it is that they could find space. And we also understand that the women and the children were taken to a hall nearby to assist them to at least have a place to sleep here tonight. Of course, we're expecting Gauteng Premier David Makhura to visit the area in attempts to find out how he can help the community members. But for now, we'll keep you updated, of course, on any more new developments. But those are the sad scenes that are coming out of Alexandra here this morning.
Lopang, how has the community reacted to the news that the alleged perpetrator has died?
Well, I spoke to some community members, and they're keeping mum, I guess, because a lot of community members were involved. So it's very difficult to try and understand what it is that they think of what happened here today. Some of the community members I spoke to said they have no idea what I was talking about. And some of them saying that, look, if he was indeed the perpetrator, then it serves him right. So those are just some of the things that the community members are saying here today. Also, we spoke to them and they were complaining a little bit earlier on about the late response of the emergency services here yesterday. The fire broke out just after lunchtime, and we understand they only arrived here at 4 p.m. Community members saying they called emergency services right after the fire broke, but it took them at least 4 hours, or 3.5 hours rather, to get to the scene. They were told by emergency services that the fire vehicles there aren't any fire brigades in Alexandra. So those are the complaints that were coming out here from yesterday. But we did speak to emergency services yesterday, who said they tried their level best to make it on time. But I guess another issue that needs to be addressed is how had the emergency services arrived here very, very quickly and earlier, would all these houses have burned down? But of course, that's still part of the investigation. And of course, we'll only find that out after the investigation has been concluded.
Indeed, that's an important question when you consider that the fire got to 150 shacks. But the drive that has started as a call to the community to bring through foodstuffs and clothing and whatever that can be brought through, how has that been? Has it made any impact?
Well, of course, some community members saying that they're very pleased with the help that they've been getting, others saying that it's not enough. So very contradicting statements from a lot of community members here. We are yet to go to the other side to see a queue where the gift of the givers is giving food out to the community members here. Of course, they have nowhere to go. They don't have money. Their social grant cards also lost in the fire, their ID documents, kids' birth certificates, their clothes, you know, the most basics. So they need all the help that they can get. We spoke to Tumiso yesterday, one of the guys from Country Duty, who said that some of the stuff that was supposed to be shipped out to Khayelitsha, where there was also another hectic fire there, will be now diverted and be brought to help the families here in Alex.
Have you managed to go through to the hall that has been provided as a form of a temporary shelter, and have you looked at the conditions there?
Yes, we have not really bad conditions there. Of course, just having people to find space for themselves, and they were given blankets as well and some food overnight. So the conditions weren't so bad, but people are worried, asking how long are they going to now stay there? How long are they going to sleep there? And also the community members we spoke to saying the reason why they're trying to rebuild their shacks is the fact that they cannot sleep at the hall forever.
Lopang, do you know what the Premier, Mr. David Makura, is expected to say when he comes through?
Well, of course, the first thing he'd want to do is to walk through and get a clearer picture of exactly how the people were affected, maybe talk to community members, and then address us, the media, as to what plans he's got to assist the residents here.
Thank you so much for that update. We will talk to you again later when there are more developments. Lopang Alamu is in Alexandra.